Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith at the National Weather Service in Pocatello. This is your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Friday, February 15th. So we start out with the water vapor satellite loop. You can very clearly see a low pressure system still sitting to our west out here over the Pacific Ocean. Very clear counterclockwise spin here on the water vapor loop. We're not quite done yet, folks. I know we've seen a lot of snow and rain over the past few days, particularly across our mountain regions, but this low pressure system is going to give us one more day of what I describe as moderate impact weather across southeast Idaho. System itself is going to move off to the south and southeast very slowly over the next few days, but it is going to swing a cold front across southeast Idaho this afternoon from west to east. You can see out ahead of this definitely moisture still present over our area, indicated here by the white and green shading on the satellite loop. As we look at the regional radar loop this morning, not too much going on out there. You can see a few light rain and snow showers being picked up on the radar here in southeast Idaho, but generally we're in a relative lull in the precipitation. We're expecting that to continue throughout most of the morning this morning. This is supported very well by our high-resolution model guidance. We're expecting that next round of precipitation associated with the cold front to start moving in about midday and then crossing the region, particularly this afternoon. High temperatures today, still going to be pretty mild out there, getting up into the mid-30s to upper 30s here across the eastern Magic Valley, lower Snake River Plain, some of the valleys here in our southern highlands. Some locations actually not too far off from these highs already this morning with those continued mild temperatures. Now, we did cancel the flood watch that was in effect for portions of south central Idaho. Greatest period of concern with the flooding was really with the moderate rain falling on melting snow that occurred from yesterday afternoon into late last night. We've seen that activity die down. We're not expecting a lot of additional snow melt as we go into the day today, just a little bit, but not like what we saw yesterday. And so while there may still be some ponding of water in low-lying areas, particularly places where the drains may be clogged, we're generally not expecting a widespread flood threat today, and that watch has been dropped. Now, additional snowfall amounts that we're expecting today, again with that next organized round of precipitation coming through with the front. Up here across the Wood River Valley, Wood River foothills, surrounding mountains, up into the Frank Church Wilderness and Stanley Basin area. A general 3 to 6 inches of additional accumulation expected today. A few higher amounts, up to 9 or 10 inches up on the peaks and ridge lines, but we're really expecting that to stay above pass level. Over here in the east, Island Park, Upper Snake Highlands, getting down into the Teton Valley, the Big Hole Mountains, Swan Valley, the Caribou Highlands to the east of the interstate corridor and down into the Bear River Range, expecting a general 3 to 5 inches of additional snowfall today. A lot of that will fall this afternoon into this evening as the front moves through the area. And again, here a few higher amounts are possible up at the peaks, generally expecting that above pass level. So with these additional snowfall amounts in mind, a lot of these areas we just talked about have been under winter storm warnings for a while now, considering the last few rounds of precipitation we had. These amounts are generally coming in really at the low end of our advisory criteria. And even taking into consideration that some of this is going to be coming through during the evening commute across the region, and given that we're going to have some blowing and drifting snow with some breezy conditions today, still didn't see it as really justifying continuation of the warning. So we did downgrade to a winter weather advisory in the areas here shaded in purple, western central mountains, Wood River Valley area, and here in the east along the Wyoming border. Now, keep in mind what an advisory means. We put out advisories for snow and blowing snow, and we are expecting some hazardous travel conditions. May not be a widespread threat to life and property, but still can be dangerous if you don't take winter driving precautions across the area. So anyone traveling today, still watch out for those slick roadways, some reduced visibility with the snow coming down. May still see some areas of blowing and drifting snow also contributing to those slick roadways. You're definitely going to want to reduce your speeds and still use your safe winter driving rules today. Here's a look at those wind gusts this afternoon. A lot of places going to see 25 to 35 miles per hour. Some of this tied to the front, but generally a breezy day across the region. And again, that will produce some localized blowing and drifting snow. One other element that I want to throw in there with this front coming through, this is an experimental graphic from the Winter Storm Severity Index, and this is trying to highlight where we may see some flash freeze conditions as we get into this evening as temperatures cool behind that cold front. So you can see portions of the Snake Plain, eastern Magic Valley, southern highlands, even into the Caribou Highlands. There is some risk, some moderate risk out there for some flash freeze conditions. So if roads are wet across the region and our temperatures cool off this evening, motorists are really going to want to watch out for some icy spots out there on area roadways as those temperatures cool. Tonight, we'll start to see a little bit of clearing, a little bit of reduction in the snowfall as that front moves off to the east. You can see we hang on to a chance of those snow showers in most of our mountain and highland areas. We're not completely going to remove this from our forecast as we go into Saturday morning. Very similar picture. Saturday afternoon, a few of those may be getting back down into the Snake Plain. We're going to be in this kind of messy, still somewhat moist flow across the region with that low pressure system that I mentioned still off to our west. Eventually, we'll see another disturbance brushing us in the northeast here. So generally a few light snow showers still out there, but for the day on Saturday and even during the day on Sunday, we're not expecting any significant accumulations. Very light, low impact amounts across the region. Morning low temperatures on Saturday, you can definitely see that colder air working in behind the front, and that'll keep precipitation all snow. And then high temperatures on Saturday, generally staying below freezing across the region. Look at your high temperatures on Sunday. Again, just a chance of a few light snow showers out there, an inch or less of accumulation, very low impact, pretty quiet day across most of the area. Similar conditions expected Monday, still continued on the cool side with a few of those light snow showers, but nothing significant currently in the forecast. We'll wrap up here with a quick look ahead. This is the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. Really lighting up the western United States here for probability of below normal temperatures as we get out into the February 22nd to 28th range. So we're looking at a week from now, the tail end of next week into next weekend. Definitely a strong signal for very cold air moving in across the northern Rocky Mountains. This is another experimental graphic from them, risk of hazardous temperatures, and you can see all of the state of Idaho is highlighted with a high risk of below normal temperatures out during this time frame, particularly the 22nd through the 25th. So again, late next week into next weekend. So something to keep on the horizon. There is a strong signal for very cold air moving in across the region about a week from now. That's it for your hazard briefing this morning. If you have any questions for us, as always, please reach out using the information on your screen, and have a great day.